You're personally liable for all the debts and obligations of your business. That means if something goes wrong, your personal assets, like your house or your savings, could be at risk. While it's easy and cheap to set it up, I wouldn't recommend this option. The risk isn't worth it to save a few $100s. Let's dive into something super important from starting your own business. Choosing the right legal structure is vital. This decision is crucial, and there are a few options to consider. So it's important for you to pick the one that suits your situation best. Of course, always get some legal advice, but I'm here to walk you through some of the most common structures so you can make a smart choice that saves you money and helps protect you and your business. Let's break it down with some pros and cons to help you figure out the best fit for your business. First up, there's the sole proprietorship. This is by far the simplest and a common structure, especially if you're going it alone. As a sole proprietor, you're in total control, which sounds great, right? You get to keep all the profits too, but here's the big catch. You're personally liable for all the debts and obligations of your business. That means if something goes wrong, your personal assets, like your house or your savings, could be at risk. While it's easy and cheap to set it up, I wouldn't recommend this option. The risk isn't worth it to save a few $100s. If money is tight, there are other ways for you to save money and are a lot less risky. Now let's talk about one of the most popular choices, the limited liability company, or LLC. And let me tell you, there's a reason why this is so popular. It gives you that sweet combo of liability protection and flexibility, which is why it's a great option for a lot of small businesses, even partnerships. An LLC is flexible. It's got the simplicity of a sole proprietorship or partnership, but it also gives you the protection against personal liability like a corporation. It can be a single member LLC, just you, or a multi-member LLC, you and others. And those owners are known as members. The best part about an LLC is that your personal assets are generally protected from business liabilities. So if the business gets sued or faces financial trouble, your house, your savings, and other personal stuff are typically off limits. Pretty nice, right? When it comes to sharing ownership, it's also flexible. You and your partners can divide ownership however makes sense for your contributions, whether it's your time, money, or skills. To make it all official, all you need is an operating agreement. Trust me, this document is absolutely essential. It lays out all the details, like who owns what, how profits and losses are going to be shared, and what happens if someone decides to leave. We'll get more into that later, but the key takeaway is don't skip on this agreement. It can save you a lot of headaches down the road. I have a whole lesson on the operating agreement to help guide you through this process. Another big plus, LLCs offer tax flexibility. They're generally taxed as a pass-through entity, which means that the business profits and losses pass directly to the members and are reported on your personal tax return. There's no double taxation like you see with other corporations, which both the business and shareholders get taxed on profits. Now, the downside. There are some ongoing costs to keep in mind. Setting up and maintaining an LLC is more expensive than a sole proprietorship, and most states charge filing fees and require an annual report. These aren't huge costs, but they can add up, so it's important to be prepared. So when should you go with an LLC? It's perfect if you're looking for a flexible structure with multiple people that can share ownership while protecting your personal assets. If you don't plan on going public or issuing stock, but still want limited liability, an LLC is a great choice. And if you want to avoid all the corporate red tape, but still get the perks, an LLC is definitely a smart pick. Now let's move on to the corporations. A corporation is a completely separate legal entity from its owners and offer the strongest protection against liability. The owners or shareholders aren't personally responsible for their business debts or legal troubles. Corporations are also a great choice if you want to raise serious capital or attract investors because you can issue stock. This makes it easier to bring on outside investments and scale your business faster. There are two main types of corporations. C corporations are called C Corps, and the S corporations called S Corps. C Corps offer the most protection, but they come with a drawback, double taxation. This means the corporations get taxed on its profits, and then when those profits are distributed to the shareholders, they get taxed again. Not ideal, right? Now the S Corps are a bit better. They allow profits and losses to pass directly to the shareholder's personal tax return, avoiding that double taxation. But not every business qualifies to be an S Corp. There are restrictions like limiting the number of shareholders, so it's not for everyone. But here's the thing. Corporations come with a lot more formalities than the LLCs or the sole proprietorships. You have to appoint a board of directors, hold annual meetings, and keep detailed records. They're also more expensive to set up and to maintain. For many small businesses, unless you're planning on rapid growth or need outside investors, a corporation might not be that important. Personally, I've run over 60 businesses and I've only set up a corporation once. And honestly, I didn't even need to do that. So if you think a corporation is right for you, definitely get professional advice before just jumping in. For most small businesses, an LLC is going to be your best bet. It gives you flexibility, liability protection, and potential tax benefits. But if you're unsure, always talk to your accountant or your attorney. They can give you advice tailored to your specific situation. Now here's a quick rundown of the steps to set up your legal structure. Choose your business name. Make sure it's unique and follows the state rules. Register your business with the state. This is always required for LLCs and corporations. File the necessary paperwork. For an LLC, that's articles of organization. For a corporation, it's articles of incorporation. If you're setting up an LLC, create your operating agreement. Even if it's not required, I highly recommend it. And remember, as one of our students, we've set up special relationships to help you save money when setting up your legal entity. You can take advantage of the discounts through the links below to make the process easier and more affordable. Just don't forget to seek legal advice on these decisions. Now that you know the basic, it's time to choose the right legal structure for your business. Don't put it off. This is a crucial step in protecting yourself and setting up a solid foundation for your success. Okay, let's get to it.